Yo, Lowe here, and this is my small rig, shoulder rig that I will put my C70 or R5C or R6 Mark II on to record handheld video, but to get more stable footage. The shoulder mounting my camera has been my favorite thing, maybe just because I have a broadcast degree, but yeah, I just love putting the camera on my shoulder much more than I like holding the camera in front of me, which I know seems to be the trend nowadays with all the square boxy type cameras. But yeah, shoulder rigs, my jam. And for the longest time, I've been using this Ninja 5 or Ninja V as my main monitor for this shoulder rig. And it's been good, but I no longer need the recording aspect of the Ninja 5, and the 5-inch monitor is great, but it's kind of heavy and bulky and it burns through NPF batteries. So about a year ago, I got the Accsoon CineView. It's a pretty cool device that makes using my phone as my monitor a great alternative. The battery life is much better than the Ninja V because it's really just powering this box that converts HDMI signal to this specialty USB-C out. But you have to use the USB-C to Lightning or USB-C to C cables that came from Accsoon. There's some special sauce in them that I don't know what it is, but you can't just use a regular Lightning cable or USB-C cable with this. The other main gripe with it is that it doesn't also power my phone when I'm using it. So I've got to have a full charge on my phone to use it. Otherwise, if my battery goes dead on my phone, the NPF battery from the CineView will not charge it. Now, they did make a CineView Pro that not only will charge the phone, but will also accept SDI in, which is great, but I don't have any cameras that have SDI anymore. So that doesn't really mean anything to me. So neither of these perfect solution. I kind of went back to using the Ninja as my monitor for my shoulder rig. And the CineView worked, but I really wanted the CineView Pro, but it was way too expensive to justify just getting the ability to charge my phone. But Accsoon also came out with this CineView Nano, which is essentially a CineView, but wirelessly transmitting. Accsoon did not send this to me. I bought this with my own money, and I'm really curious that if this can just be a CineView that wirelessly connects to my phone and has just as low latency, I could then put a battery or use the NPF battery, if I have an NPF battery with a USB out, to also keep my phone charged up while it's mounted on the shoulder rig. Plus, I could also connect up to 4 iOS or Android devices to this, so this would also be able to let me use my iPad like a client monitor, so I can let people remotely view what's coming from my camera as well. So yeah, it basically looks like they took the CineView design and just added some antenna and some vents here to keep this unit cooler, because it's also transmitting a wireless signal. I also noticed that where the video out was, that did not also provide power, there's now 5 volt out and 5 volt in. So maybe I could power this from USB-C and not need an NPF battery? Not 100% sure on that. I think I would need to finish reading the materials. Also, is this a dummy NPF battery? No. What is this for? Or is this just to be able to mount something else on here? I don't know what this is for. There's a whole manual. I don't know if I'm gonna need to read the whole thing. Oh. This plate is if I take the phone clampy bit off, I could then attach this and then mount this just as a transmitter. Just like a low profile transmitter. Interesting. The interesting thing is this looks like a CineView. It also uses the Accsoon C app, not the Accsoon Go app that the bigger CineViews use. That's interesting. Okay, let's rig this up a little bit and see if we can get this working in a way that's, you know, not too laggy. This is a nice upgrade from the CineView. It's got a little battery indicator, video indicator. So now I'll open up the Accsoon C app and connect to the CineView. Oh, I've got to reconnect. Okay, allow. No, I don't want notifications though. All right, so there's the CineView, the new CineView 4K that actually just came out, which actually this announcement got me thinking, like, maybe should I get this CineView 4K? Because I'm not 100% happy with the original CineView. But no, I think what my answer is the CineView. Okay, so I think I need to connect to the Wi-Fi that this is emitting. Finally showed up. All right. The Wi-Fi password, the default Wi-Fi password to these things is just 1234567 8. You should change it. I think you can change it. Okay, I'm now connected to the Accsoon, and I see it. I can see it, but it's also telling me there's new firmware. So let's do a firmware update. Connect back to my home Wi-Fi to download the firmware update, and then connect back to the Wi-Fi here again to actually install it. Maybe. Let's see. Firmware. Oh, now the firmware update. But now it's download. Yep. Wanted to be on house Wi-Fi to download the firmware, and now once it downloads, I'll have to reconnect to this Wi-Fi. I wonder if I could just plug in a USB-C cable and connect to one of the inputs or outputs here. I wonder. Please make sure the battery level is over 50%. Don't cut off the device or turn off the app before updating completes. Updating now. The transmitter will reboot when the update completes. Interesting. Yeah, firmware was easy with this because I'm already connected via USB cable. So yeah, switching to a Wi-Fi based device is odd. It seems to have rebooted. Let's reconnect to its Wi-Fi once again. Connect to the CineView. Okay, I am seeing image from the camera. And honestly, the delay is pretty good. It's not too delayed. Okay. It's like the CineView. How it clamps down on my phone. If I'm running my camera, I need a right angle HDMI cable for my C70. But yes, this appears to be no more laggy than the CineView and no more laggy than the Ninja. This seems to be working pretty well. I'm pretty happy with this. Now I wonder if I connect more devices, does this change for my latency? So let's say I've got my iPad and I want it to be a client monitor. So I open up the Accsoon C on my iPad, and then yes, I want to allow it to connect to things on the network, but I don't want notifications. Oh, there's an update to the app. No, I don't want notifications. It's asking me again for notifications. I don't want your notifications. Okay, I'm connecting to the Wi-Fi of the Accsoon. Jump back over to the Accsoon C app. Hey, and I'm seeing it on my iPad as well as my phone. With one device, I have my phone acting as my monitor and my iPad acting as a client monitor. That's pretty cool. Now, using your phone as your monitor can be helpful. It's there are pros and cons to it for sure, especially when it comes to overheating. It gets hot in the summer here where I am in the Central Valley of California. So in the summer, this might not work because my phone might either overheat and need to turn off, or at the very least, need to dim the brightness. The nice thing about a dedicated monitor like the Ninja or the offerings from Small HD, Portkeys, or even the cheaper ones like Feel World, that these have dedicated fans to keep cool. That said, I have also made my Ninja overheat in the summer in Fresno in direct sunlight, but it didn't do it nearly as quickly as like a 12.9-inch iPad would. So, you know, there are pros and cons to any setup. This is pretty cool. And I don't have to use like my current phone, like my phone. I kind of still want to be my phone, but I can use my previous phone, and it'll still be pretty good. But yeah, I may not want to use my phone with a case, and be conscious of what the temperature is, because the phone can overheat as a monitor, an iPad can overheat as a client monitor. But I think for most indoor situations and fall, winter, early spring temperatures, this should work the way that I am hoping to. Now, the only thing I gotta make sure is in my rig, I'm not seeing, yeah, I'm just out of frame. So if I want to charge, oh yeah, let's see. If I want to charge, I would want to flip my phone the other direction so that I get the USB port on the opposite side. Make sure I've still got my clearance. Oh, my iPad connection seems to have, my iPad seems to have disconnected. Oh yeah, just switch back to the other Wi-Fi. If I'm away from home and not like on my home Wi-Fi, that shouldn't be an issue. But I wanted to see if this 5 volts out is going to charge my phone. So let me get another USB-C cable. Here I'll use this one. Nice short one. This one is 5 volts out. Again, I'll also have to be careful that I'm not ending up in my shot. So I would want a right-angled USB-C cable for this, but just for the sake of like finding out if I'm getting charge. I am! So I can charge my phone from this battery. Very cool. Or I could get an NPF battery with USB-C. And yeah, I wonder 5 volts in, if I had my battery for my C70 that has a USB-C, I could bring my HDMI and my USB to USB-C from this Core SWX battery that provides 5 volts. That might be able to power this without the need of an NPF battery too. Let's see if this will, I don't know where my USB-C, I'm going to remove the NPF battery, and then I'm going to see if I can power the Accsoon without an NPF battery, just being powered from USB. Does it boot up? It does appear, it's got the green light. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really small. There's a green light. It has the red light indicating video come up yet? Yes. Okay, so I could run all of this. Well, maybe like I could connect my phone, but could I pass power through to my phone? I don't know. Not from here. From this one battery on my C70, I just have to get a longer USB cable to power this. But yeah, this also qualifies as a 1 battery setup kind of situation. That's cool. All right, so the Accsoon CineView Nano seems to work for my needs, and I can use this CMO for something else. I was primarily using it to use an old iPad because the Accsoon C app goes on really old iOS devices, which is great. I had an iPad Air 1. Yeah, an iPad Air original. What would that have been from? 2013, 2014? I definitely had it in 2014. To just turn it into a monitor that I could plug whatever I wanted into the HDMI. I could plug in my Nintendo Switch and use that screen for my Switch. I could plug in stuff at CMAC. It was great. So I will probably still continue to use the CMO for that. It's just, I wish it would also power the device. That's kind of the biggest hang up with the original CMO. The CMO Pro does SDI and passes through power to the device it's connected to, but it's more than the CineView, which is weird. So hard to sell you on that, but I do think this is going to be in my shoulder rig configuration for now on. And then I'll just bring the Ninja as a backup in hot situations. I need more NATO rail mounting bits so I can leave one on the CineView. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope this was helpful. If it was for you, hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.